Who is the king of compact Android phones? The new and shiny Google Pixel 9 or the Galaxy S24? I'm going to do a day in the life comparison of them to see which one is better, especially when it comes to battery life and camera quality. I've done this test before, but now that Android 15 is out, I decided to do a rematch to see if the new Android affects battery life and performance, since Google claims battery life should improve with Android 15. This time, I'm gonna cycle from Vienna to a small town called Tulln in Lower Australia. Yes, you've heard me right. And as a proof that I'm in Australia and not Austria, here's a picture I took today from an albino kangaroo in Vienna. Totally not AI generated. I'm also going to test things that I didn't do last time, like the antenna and 5G connection on my trip. I will also run the app I wrote to measure the battery life and temperature of the phones during the day. Both phones are on auto brightness, and the S24 is global Exynos variant. They are also both connected to the same 5G network. I started the trip at noon since it was too cold in the morning. I charged both phones 100% at night, but the S24 Exynos lost a few percent already on standby. This is due to calibration rather than the actual battery difference between Pixel and Galaxy. I'm also using Komoot to track my activity. I started taking a video of the trip using Pixel 9 and S24. Pixel is on the right side and Galaxy is on the left in this video. I put both phones on the ultrawide lens to take this video, and right out of the bat, I feel that in this situation, the jittering is less on Galaxy S24 than on Pixel 9. Other than that, the colors are very similar. Neither is oversaturated and pleasant to look at, even though it is very sunny, and they are both cracking up the shutter speed. I also left both of them for around 20 minutes to take a long video that I could use later as a time lapse. The S24 footage looks a bit more contrasty and darker, which is the signature of Exynos, and I noticed this looks a lot like S24 FE too. I also took a picture using zoom 10 times on both phones. Since Pixel 9 lacks a telephoto lens, the photo quality is not comparable to S24. Also, S24 lets you take a picture up to 20 times zoom, which I found very useful in lots of situations, especially if you want to use the circle to search later to check the name of the place. Now I'm in the middle of Donauinsel, and the Pixel 9 has 91% battery left and S24 has 87%. Both have identical temperatures. I put both phones back on the case and will continue the journey. On my way to Tulln, I saw something very interesting from a distance and I decided to take a video of it. At first I thought it was an alien invasion, which, considering what is happening in 2024, is nothing strange. This is precisely why I found the telephoto lens important. Maybe not everyone is into taking pictures and videos of stuff like this, but I love to capture things that I usually can't see with a normal lens. I was even able to capture the friend of the person who was doing whatever he or she was doing, but the friend was not as successful. And here again, another picture using a telephoto lens. Or here, I had to stop to see this ship. Another reason why zooming is underrated is how else you can see the fluffs. Also, I see the white balance on Pixel 9 is off here, and everything has a yellow tone, which is even more obvious if you look at this picture. I was almost at the end of the island, so I snapped some pictures. It is very difficult to differentiate between the photos during daylight. The only difference is a slight change in white balance and how they handle the flare of the sun and the color of the sky. Also, the picture of S24 are more vibrant, especially the greens. Let's test the mic and selfie camera. Let's do a mic test. It's quite windy out there, so it's a good condition to do a test. Right now it is 30 km/h of wind. Probably in American it would be like, I don't know, 10 bananas are flying over the speed of 5 miles in 20 hours. I don't know, probably. I prefer my skin tone on S24, even though it was a bit brighter with lifted shadows. The one on Pixel 9 was too yellow. After 14 km, which is 8 miles, Pixel 9 is at 74% and S24 is at 62%. Both have similar temperatures. This part of the trail goes through some forest, which is amazing. I stopped by Danube again to take a video, and I realized the S24 telephoto lens was not as stable as I wanted it to be, and I had visible shakes in the wind. I also saw this funky pumpkin before Halloween, and I took a video of it using portrait mode. The Pixel portrait mode is only up to Full HD and not 4K, so the quality is visibly lacking. Both took nice pictures in portrait mode, but the color science is quite different. I also see that Pixel 9 handled the highlights better on Mr. Pumpkin. On my way, I realized that Pixel 9 is often having one signal less than S24. It is often 2 out of 4 instead of 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 4. I also ran a few internet speed tests, and S24 had a higher speed. This is not a scientific observation since I only did it a few times, but I thought I would report it anyway. I continued to cycle along the Danube.
Do you see that house over there? That's my dream house. I don't know if it's a castle or a house actually, but whatever it is, I want to live there.
I took a picture of my dream house 20 times via Zoom and used a SQL to search to find out what it was. Google found out the name of the castle, which is called Greifenstein Castle, which is part of Lower Austria. Also, the cost of the castle is 3.5 million euros, which is fair. You can probably buy a 100 meters apartment in downtown Toronto with the same amount of money. We are only 15 kilometers or 9 miles from Tulln, so we are almost there. After a bit of cycling, I could already see the city church from a distance. Before entering the city, I also took a quick snap using 120 frames per second in slow motion. Again, Pixel 9 is only Full HD, which is a shame. S24 is probably the most feature-rich compact flagship at a reasonable price right now. Both Pixel 9 and iPhone 16 are a bit crippled. The quality of the slow motion on S24 is naturally better. Right before entering the city, the Pixel 9 is at 49% and S24 is at 31%. Again, they both have identical temperatures. Here I again took some snaps and two things are obvious. Pixel 9 makes the colors a bit muted compared to S24's vibrant sky, and Pixel 9 white balance has a bit yellow tone to it compared to the S24. I enjoyed the city of Tulln. It is one of my favorite cities in Austria because I can always go there by bike on a whim for the weekend, even during winter. The city is also super sweet and cozy. I can notice obvious jittering on the footage from Pixel 9 compared to S24. By the time I got to the city center and finished the route, Pixel 9 had 20% more battery. It is now around 4 p.m. I then decided to go out to the city and take some pictures and videos. First, I used the ultrawide camera to take this shot. The Pixel 9 video is visibly noisier compared to the footage from S24, and the quality that S24 offers is better in this case. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me. For the main lens, the difference is more in how they handle the scene. If you look at the tree on the left side, Pixel 9 lifted the shadows and made the tree brighter than S24. The flare is very similar in both of them. Also, Pixel 9 this time has more vibrant colors for the greens and for the orange leaves on the tree. The line is blurrier when it comes to taking photos. All pictures look great, but if you look at the pavement here, for example, again, you do notice that S24 is cooler and the tone of the Pixel 9 is warmer. Another thing is that S24 does not offer a proper macro shot, but Pixel 9 does. If you use the Pixel 9 ultra-wide camera, you can take really nice macro shots. If you want to do the same with S24, you should use either the main lens or telephoto lens and take a normal picture, which can also look decent, but it has a banana effect and the edges are blurry. Also, the S24 has a shutter lag issue. Pixel automatically detects if there is a moving subject, such as the bee on the viewfinder, and adjusts the shutter speed accordingly. But apparently, S24 does not do the same thing. The colors on the Pixel 9 is amazing, they are popping but not too vibrant, and the stabilization on the main camera is also super nice. I took the bike again to go to the center and have an evening coffee and cake, as it is quite a culture here. By the time I got to the cafe, Pixel 9 had 36% battery left, while S24 only had 10%. This is a slightly better result than last time for Pixel 9, especially since the phone is also used 20 minutes more. So Android 15 is not draining the battery and is probably even improves battery life a bit, which Google claimed. And that's great news for Android fans. Hopefully S24 will also get the Android 15 update soon. And here are some photos of cappuccino and Apfelkuchen. The colors of the cake are quite different, but Pixel made it more neutral. Also, the 5x zoom on Pixel does not work horribly, and the photos are usable. Now I'm going to head back home. The Pixel 9 has 29%, while the S24 has 4% battery left. I got on my bike again and went back to the train station. It was a great day, and I'm very happy that I came here and was able to share Tulln with you all. By the time I got to the station, Pixel 9 was 28%, but S24 drained to 0, and I could not see his last and final moments. Rest in peace. You Galaxy warrior. I'm gonna revive you in the next test. Let's also do a quick showdown of the top 3 Android 15 features. My favorite is double icon. Now you can create icons for 2 apps, and you don't need to manually combine them every time you want to multitask. My second top feature is the private space. You can create a new private space with a completely different lock mechanism and a different Google account. You can also put new accounts here, and that's a great feature for people who want to create a second family and hide it from their first family, or simply hide your Tinder account from your partner. The third top feature in my opinion is the theft detection lock and offline device lock. I recommend that you turn both features on when you get the new Android 15 on your device. I continued to play chess while I was on the train with Pixel 9, used it for navigation with Google Maps to get home when I got off the train, then also used it to take some videos at night before getting home from Danube and this ship, and even got some funky long exposure shots before getting home. So I'm finally home and Google Pixel is now at 18% battery left. I had almost 5 hours of screen on time on it. It kind of makes sense that it left 25 to 30% more than the Galaxy S24 Exynos. For one, the battery capacity is much larger, and for two, the chipset is a bit weaker, so it consumes less battery. At the same time, it is a new phone. That also plays a role. And also it is running Android 15 and not Android 14. So all of those together kind of makes sense that the battery lasts longer. So at the end of the day, it depends on you whether you want to sacrifice the weight of S24 and also the telephoto lens to have like a larger phone, but that lasts longer, like Pixel 9. I would probably do that if I were in your shoes, because I think the Galaxy S24, I did many tests on it and it doesn't always last the full day. On the Exynos variant, on a Snapdragon, there is no problem at all. That said, maybe another choice you want to think about is iPhone 16. I did a comparison of like Galaxy S24 Exynos versus Snapdragon versus Pixel 9 versus iPhone 16, which you can watch next. Thanks for tuning into TechMo, and I will see you in the next one.